No, it's okay. All right, we're going to call the meeting to order. First thing to do, we're going to do a roll call. Commissioner Giorgio.
Present.
Commissioner Mason.
Present.
Call the meeting to order. First thing to do, we're going to do a roll call. Commissioner Giorgio.
Present.
Is it
We're
playing
hearing
back?
feedback.
Commissioner Mason? Not even feels like literally.
Delayed recording.
Yeah. We're hearing the recording going right now. Hey, President. And continuing the roll call, Commissioner Radnich
Present.
and Vice Chair Deming present. With that, we have a quorum. First things first, I entertain a motion to adopt today's agenda. Sorry, hold on, everybody. I apologize. Okay, all right, we're gonna take this from the top here.
Yeah.
Gonna give it a split second just to make sure we're not getting any kind of playback. All right, so taking roll call, Commissioner Giorgio,
Present.
Commissioner Mason,
Present.
Commissioner Radnich,
Present.
Vice Chair Deming present, and with that, we have our quorum. Moving on, does anyone have any changes or entertain an option to adopt today's agenda?
Sure. I move that we adopt the agenda as stated.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none. Next up on the agenda is public comments, and I'd just like to remind that this is for items that are not on the agenda. If you have comments to items on the agenda, we'll be entertaining those shortly. But are there any comments that we've received for items not on the agenda? None in the room, none online?
Thank you for the reminder to check the online. Seeing no speaker slips in the room, nor hands raised. And online, seeing no hands raised.
Excellent. Next, we'll move to our consent calendar. Does anyone have any items they would like to remove from it or modify? Or if not, we'll entertain a motion to adopt the consent calendar.
I move we adopt the consent calendar.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Hearing none. Okay, continuing on, we have no continued items. And so moving on to the item on today's agenda, the request for the lot line revision. The first thing we'll do is staff will provide a presentation.
Good evening, Chair, members of the Commission, members of the public. The item before you is a request for a lot line revision submitted by Happy Valley Oaks LLC, the property owner. It's located at 4123 Happy Valley Road, and I'll take you through some history and additional explanation as to the nature of the request. So here you're seeing the northern half of the city, and the subject area, subject property is multiple parcels, but it's located all in that blue area at the northwest corner. The northern and western property lines of the subject property constitute and are coincident with the city boundary between the city of Lafayette and the city of Orinda. The property owner proposes to reconfigure the property lines between 3 vacant parcels, resulting in the same number of buildable lots. So no more, it is not creating any lots, it's just moving a lot line between 3 parcels, 3 vacant parcels. I'll come back to the count in a moment. So Happy Valley Oaks is the property owner, and this is zoomed into that area you saw on the context map. The red representing the city boundary is coincident with the property lines. For graphic clarity, it is offset slightly here. And the blue outlines all of the parcels. Excuse me. You'll have an opportunity.
Time hearing, could you speak up just a bit?
I will try to speak up a little bit. Apologies. So the blue outline shows the lands, all of the property owned by Happy Valley Oaks LLC in the city of Lafayette. And you'll see at the southern area as we go through the slide deck, the blue line is amended a little bit at the southwest corner through a lot line revision. But the provenance of the subject parcels were all of the land was initially owned by Barcel, and the subject, the constituents of Happy Valley Oaks LLC, Robert and Chris Leamy, bought it from him and perfected the subdivision, which was initially submitted in 1987. And then you can see there were at least 2 changes to that subdivision. And it was finally perfected, I think, in 2008. So that was a minor subdivision that created parcels A, B, and C. That subdivision prohibited further subdivision of lots A and C, but did allow further subdivision in the future of parcel B. And tract 9319 was that further subdivision of parcel B. So you can now see that parcel B goes away and is carved into, subdivided into lots 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. With parcel A and parcel C, that means that following those 2 subdivisions, there were 7 buildable lots of record. And so I have taken the exhibit, which was in your staff report, which was oriented north to the left, and taken a snip and reoriented north to the right. And please wait.
Yeah, this is staff presentation. Sorry, we'll get the comment later.
And so I've taken a snip, an image of the exhibit and illustrated for clarity during this presentation that the lot line moves from the, excuse me, Chair, could you ask the audience to not talk throughout the presentation?
Yep, sorry, everybody. Can you please be quiet during the presentation? I understand you want to talk to everybody, but please.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So the lot line currently exists in the dashed blue area, and the proposal is to move that to the solid blue line. So here,
Ma'am, can you please stop talking? We can hear you up here, and it's distracting. Thank you.
So the lot line revision is between parcel C and lot 5. So C is the lands to the south of the blue dash line, and parcel lot 5 is to the north. And I said I would come back to the number of lots. We provided public notice that said a lot line revision between 3 lots, essentially, and we did that because there are 3 APNs, 3 assessors parcel numbers. Lot 5 is 1 legal lot of record, 1 buildable lot, but it has 2 APNs, 2 tax parcels that constitute it, because there is a tax rate area delineation in there, so it just has 2 APNs, but it's 1 legal lot of record. So 2 buildable lots, but 3 APNs, 3 tax parcels. And so I say that just for clarity purposes, but the proposal is to move the dashed blue line to the solid blue line. That is the full sum of the proposal. And I noted earlier that the southwest area of the lands would change a little bit, and you see it on screen now. It is the area that was transferred from Berry to Happy Valley Oaks by a lot line revision in 2022. So moving on, the lot line revision findings, which are in the resolution, are that in the approved condition following the lot line revision, each parcel has a suitable and a buildable area which meets the hillside ordinance in chapter 624. And I'll come back to the theme here, which is there's no new lots that are being created, and the building sites for each of the previously approved parcels are remaining the same. I'll speak to a very minor de minimis illustration on the current map, but the staff can make this finding, and so we are recommending approval. I'll go through the remainder of the findings as well. So the lots were previously approved with these building sites and they remain consistent between the existing conditions and what is currently proposed. The commission will also have to find that each affected parcel has adequate emergency vehicle access. That remains unchanged, and each parcel will have adequate emergency vehicle access. And the lower bullet here is in the after approved condition, each affected parcel complies with the general plan and zoning and building ordinances. Once again, they were previously approved. This is simply moving a line from one location to another. Nothing else about the properties changes. And in their after approved condition, if the commission approves, all of the lots would continue to meet the general plan land use designation, the minimum lot area, the minimum lot depth, average lot width, et cetera. So it is a relatively minor,
You'll have your chance for public comment. Sorry, staff. You'll have your chance for public comment in a few minutes. Please remain quiet, ma'am. Staff, you please continue.
in staff's opinion, is a relatively minor, modest movement of the property line, not affecting other aspects of And lastly, in the after approved condition, each affected parcel doesn't violate a prior condition of approval. And whereas previously a lot line revision was submitted, which was not supported by staff, not approved by the Planning Commission, not approved by the council, because we could not make this finding that based on the approval of the subdivision being in part a function of clustering of the homes on the lots 1 through 5. That lot line revision previously, I think in 2018, would have violated that. However, now, since all of the building sites remain unchanged in essence, we can make that finding. So our recommendation is to adopt the resolution finding it exempt from CEQA and approve the application. I will go back to the exhibit real quickly, and you can see on parcel C in the lower portion, the approved building site in the dashed rectangle, and what is currently being shown is the proposed building site, largely overlapping one another. So it is, I think, approximately a 50-foot change, which on a very small parcel could be significant, but on the overall scale of the subdivision and the lands associated with each lot is really de minimis. So with that, I will be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions for the staff?
Just want to just summarize what I heard to make sure that the audience is hearing the same thing, that the only real change is the adjustment where the dashed blue line now is moved over, and the rotation on the one building site that was in the southeast corner. Those are the only two real changes. Everything else about the property has been already approved. I mean, and through a series of public hearings. Is that a fair way to say it?
Yes. And I will note that staff, consistent with past practice and our municipal code and state law, provided public notice in the prescribed time frame ahead of the meeting, posted notices in the vicinity, and up until the time the staff report was published, no public comment had been submitted. Since the staff report was published and this meeting being convened, no public comment has been submitted that we're aware of. So just wanted to advise the commission, no public comment's been received.
And to check, because as you noted with a litany of new laws that are passed, this particular request, does it fall, I mean, essentially like, as long as it stands that it hits the standards that were noted in the report, what is our ability, if any, to, request if there was some reason we didn't want to approve, or essentially what would be the result?
Lot line revisions are part of the Subdivision Map Act, and the city's discretion is highly limited if the proposal is meeting the prescribed standards and the findings. So I'll leave it there, but the city's ability to deny it would be limited.
Understood. Anything else? Okay. All right, at that point, we will ask the applicant to come forward with if they wish to do a presentation. That one, sir. And I don't know if I have to turn the mic on or not. There may be a button. I don't believe so. There might be a button. Could you please turn it on, sir? It just makes, for recording.
There you go. I'll be brief. I think Greg's done a great job in presenting what we're trying to achieve. I want to thank the commission for considering it, and as we worked pretty closely with Greg to get to this point. My only comment is on the initial the lot line adjustment that we attempted. It was denied for a number of reasons, and they were restated a little bit as to why now those denials have been corrected. Technically, we still disagree with some of the reasons, but we're very happy with the recommendation, and we want to thank you for the consideration in doing that. It's like we worked hard to try to work with the city on this one. So that's it. Any questions for me?
I would actually just request, if you could kind of put in your own words, why are you requesting this lot line revision?
Well, we've been in Lafayette for 25 years. We bought this property 20 years ago. We expected to be able to build our house there, raise our kids there. We had all 5 kids, go through the school systems here. And we sort of hit a blizzard of litigation from, neighbors that didn't want us to develop there. And the next thing you know, we were years in this battle that was not pretty and ugly. And we felt as though we tried to meet the neighbors' demands. And they may not think that we did, but we feel we did. And at this point, if you can see the original approval where the home site is, it's barely moved, but we wanted a bigger lot. And that ultimately, our goal is for us to build our own home there. So it was an adjustment, and I don't know if I've answered your question, but we still love Lafayette. We love the property.
Essentially, your goal currently not saying you're obviously tied to anything, but the goal would be for your purpose for the lot line is to open up the lot to a larger size to build your
Correct.
house
That is
for
correct.
your family. Okay, thank you.
That's correct.
Any other questions? The applicant? Okay, seeing none.
All right, thank you.
And now we will open up to public comment.
Staff has received no speaker slips, but
So generally for the audience, we request speaker slips that are provided in the back, and that way we can just know your name and call you up in order and maintain some decorum. It appears we may be having one now, but if you want, you can try to fill those out. It would be appreciated.
The first speaker is Martha Clark.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me start by thanking the staff for slogging through the long and sordid history of this proposed development, and also thanking you for the notice. We didn't know until Friday that this meeting was taking place, so appreciate that. We got a notice on Friday, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We're here.
We can definitely ensure and try to correct any deficiencies in our notice process, but for now, thank you so much for showing up, genuinely. And please.
So over the 20 years that various plans have been proposed for the development of this property, we've learned to look very carefully to understand what's actually being proposed. So we have, and we do have a major question. And as an aside, just figuring out what was being proposed was not that easy, I have to say. Every map is shown in a different orientation. I don't know if you looked through the materials, but with different portions of the property outlined with all sorts of notations. My daughter suggested I put it in Gemini AI and see if it could make out what was going on. But we took our time, we did it old school, and looked through it. But we didn't have time to submit comments in advance, and I apologize for that. We are concerned that the staff's recommendation may actually be based on one key factual error, and that is the staff report reads on page 3 that the building, quote, building sites remain their previously approved locations. And I think that's one of the fundamental assumptions going into an approval of this. However, we're not aware of any approved site for building on the new Lot 2. There are, in fact, 5 lots now, just as before, but Lot 2 is a place that, as far as I'm aware, there are no approved building sites. It is a very hilly lot, and as far as we are aware, please correct me if I'm wrong, there is no analysis from an environmental standpoint. It appears to violate the city's clustering guidelines for subdivisions, and it may in fact violate the city's hillside view ordinance. So we do not oppose the development of this property, but the applicants have come back several times with the same desire, which is to build in inappropriate places on their property. And we request that the city postpone approval until the new Lot 2 building site is identified and properly analyzed. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, apologies. Usually there's a timer that allocated, so I just wanted to check with staff that.
That was exactly, you may have heard the tone at the end after
perfect,
she
okay.
concluded.
Nothing you did wrong. This was
Okay.
just a
Perfect
technical issue.
timing.
Thank you.
Do you want me to sit down?
I guess I have a question for the speaker. When you say the new Lot 2, based on the exhibit on the screen, do you mean the Lot 2? Or,
No, the new Lot 2.
well, Lot 2 remains unchanged.
No, no.
C and 5 are affected by the lot line revision.
And the lot line, there's what I understand, the lot line revision.
Right, so Lot 5 has the solid blue line on it. And Lot C, the dashed blue line separates currently Lot 5 on the north and Lot C on the south. So I understand you're statement to be there's no approved site on the new Lot C. Is that correct?
Sorry, so on this
And
map
this is a
right here,
different, this doesn't show the approved lot building sites. There was one at the end of the packet that did that, and I was working from that. I'm not sure what this actually even is. There's one with pink, was one of the last pages in the submission that had pink building sites identified.
Very good. I'll bring up that exhibit.
Thank you.
thank you.
We're now seeing pink building sites. This is the last page of the staff report packet, and this goes back to the
As
track.
I understand it, these are the currently approved building sites. If you go back one page, maybe a couple more, I don't know, that one. My understanding is that that's the proposed building sites. Am I misunderstanding the application?
Apologies for the confusion. What is on screen now was the 2018 proposal, I believe, which moved, so you can see there's only 4 up at the northwest area, and it moves one of them over onto this eastern side.
So,
And south of this exhibit, which is not shown, is that additional home on Lot C. So this would have placed 2 homes over on the east side, which the city ultimately disapproved. So the current proposal keeps these 5 up at the northwest corner, and, oh goodness, how do I get back to? And so the building site on Lot C is currently down here, and it moves ever so slightly, roughly 50 feet to the north. So all of these other 5 are maintained in their approved location. C is currently approved down here, and it would move slightly north. So no macroscopic building site changes as part of the lot line revision. That's pending this evening.
I thought the proposal was to combine the 2 that are at the top right there, combine those lots. That's what the,
That was the 2018 proposal that was not adopted.
no, like I said, it was.
And
very
what we could do
read through.
is, oh, apologies, go ahead.
Okay, so then I don't understand the purpose of the lot line adjustment, which was not really answered. So I will just leave it at that.
And we can ask the applicant to speak to.
The applicant will have a chance to respond and provide clarification. Thank you, though. We appreciate the clarification.
We have a second speaker slip. Tim Johansson, I believe?
Yes.
Very good, thank you.
So how do I do this?
3 minutes.
Is it working? Okay. It's nice to see the Leamys this evening. We've been here a few times before, but you have not. And when Robin, you have, but when Robin initially addressed the 20 years, we've all been gone through this. And to Martha's point, which I think she touched on, but it may be a little confusing, this whole site has really been very confusing, but from the very beginning, it was delayed, not because of capricious nature of the neighbors, but because we had an underlying feeling that there was a significant landslide risk. And it took a lawsuit for us against the city to finally get them to agree to force the Leamys into repairing the landslide. So to think that, to leave the impression that we're just a bunch of neighbors that are NIMBY and we just like to cause trouble, it's not true. We do welcome the development. At times, I'm surprised it hasn't been developed because these have been approved. Much to our surprise, we've got no notice. All the neighbors are here except a couple families tonight. My wife and I didn't find out till Saturday's mail. The Clarks were lucky enough, they found out on Friday's mail. And due to the confusion, my recommendation is that the Planning Commission gives this at least another meeting for us to look at exactly what's being proposed, because we clearly don't understand what's being proposed. Looking at these maps and the orientations, this is the first time we've had to look at them. I actually thought we would have handouts here I'd be able to use while everybody was talking to look and to get a clear understanding. I thought about bringing my laptop. I thought, I don't need that because we'll have all the handouts. Well, we don't. So my recommendation is we push it off to another meeting. Give us a chance as a really concerned neighbors to look at what you all are thinking you're going to approve. I think it's only fair to us. And at 20 years, and it's certainly nothing against the Leamys, but there's been a tremendous amount of confusion and a little bit of, little things have not been as straight as we thought or hoped they would be. And surprisingly, we thought this was solved in 18, but it's not. It's solved in 18 because the council and the planning commission, I believe both, voted against this on sort of what's going on. And here we are again on almost the same issues, but the lot line adjustment is a whole new wrinkle. And I ask that you give us time to look at this and talk as neighbors and decide what we think is in our best interest and recommend and make recommendations to the next planning commission meeting as to that. Because we have not had time. We've got no notice whatsoever on this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I have a question.
Sure.
Tell me, what was the mechanism that you learned of the meeting? By the postcard?
The postcard. And this postcard came to us on Saturday. And we're all busy. Fortunately, we were home. We had no notice whatsoever.
Thank you.
None. I wasn't looking at the phone polls. I'm sorry, I missed the notices maybe.
I was just going to ask, because I know even in our neighborhood, we've seen them before. So the postcards go out. How prior to a meeting do they usually go out?
We strive to do 14 days. Minimum is 10 days before the meeting per state law.
And where do they post? When's that post dated?
Well, it was a holiday weekend. I'm surprised we got it, actually. It doesn't have, it doesn't have a date. It just shows the post,
Yeah, so the holiday would have given an addition.
8/22.
But we received it on
Saturday. And so,
We were out of town.
but to my point,
Right.
and to Martha's point, the confusion, it's not right for
We
us not
understand,
to have the
and
time.
We appreciate, thank you so much.
So I have a question to the speaker. Mr. Johansson, you stated that you are requesting the continuance so that you can study the exhibits and understand what the proposal is, correct?
Yes, and if history is any indication of the present and the future, we will definitely study it.
Thank you.
So based on the exhibit on the screen,
I'm lost.
okay.
I'm lost. And I hoped, what I really thought tonight, I thought we would have the handouts. We always get the
Yeah,
handouts.
Yep,
They're in a
un-
binder at the
understood, but we do have
back of the
other
room.
speakers we have to get to, so.
There's only one binder.
Correct, but the physical exhibits, if you're wanting to see
I
a paper
saw 'em on my-
exhibit,
I saw
it is
'em
at
on
the
the-
back of the room. The postcard has a QR code on it, which brings you directly to the location where you can see this in the convenience of your home, anytime, night or day, the exhibits that are on screen.
Okay,
So
Thank you.
thank you, staff, thank you, speaker.
Thank you.
I'm assuming there's another slip?
we do have another slip. I think the first initial is M, and then it starts with an H, I believe. But
Does that sound?
I'm inviting, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm Mary Hartfield, and I'm another neighbor. I just want to say that my only concern is we understand the 4 or 5 homes up, but then it's the one that's down east that we had a lot of trouble with because of the hillside ordinance, and I believe there were some issues regarding drainage and clustering, and so the city council actually did not approve it. It was denied. And it looks to me, but I don't know, because I'm lost too. This doesn't mean anything to me, because there's 4 here and 2 here, but it was the lot on the east that was denied by the city, and I just want to verify that we're not building again on that same hillside lot. Last time, they had to put red flags up, and you could see where the lot was going. So I think all of the neighbors don't know what's happening. But we just want to be assured that what the city council decided in 2018 and the reasons for its denial is not being changed or lost or forgotten or whatever.
Thank you so much. I do want to offer a quick clarification that the particulars for tonight don't really have to do with, for example, things like drainage or development of the actual land itself. That would come at a future date if the applicant, the owner, does decide to provide a building application, and they would have to show in all the environmental study and all that such things in accordance with the rules and regulations. Just noting for tonight that it is very specific to a property line adjustment and not to do with any kind of development for tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, the reason the lot, whatever, was denied was due to some kind of a clustering issue and a hillside ordinance.
Yep.
So we don't really know, so that's why we would really like to see all the lots, something that could show us exactly what's happening.
Thank you. Next speaker.
We don't have any additional cards, but a hand raised by Mr. Peter Clark. And I trust he will submit a speaker slip following his comments.
If I could find one. Yes, I'm Peter Clark. I live, along with Martha, my wife, below to the right on this map down the hill on Soares Lane. I'm up here speaking to just clarify something. Notice what's happening when you move the lot line from the dotted line going across to the diagonal line going up. You essentially create an extra lot. Now, I thought that was taken care of because you were combining old lots 1 and 2. And so you got another lot there, but you need a building pad on that lot. So if you could draw an outline on new lot, the outline of new lot 2, is it the same as old lot 2?
So I think it might be helpful if you can move your cursor to where, so lot 2 is not touched by either of the blue lines. Where his cursor is there, can you see that, sir? The little hand?
Yes.
That is lot 2 and is not being changed, proposed to be changed tonight.
Okay, so I was maybe looking at the 2013 map and getting confused. So let's stay with this. The lots are the same as they were before, and they're not moving at all. We'll take that as given. What happened to parcel, what was left of parcel B here? Moving that up seems to generate another lot.
So parcel B in the current condition extends from the far west all the way to the east and goes, so that's the.
So that's a lazy C there.
That's 5. That's lot 5.
Right,
And below that is parcel C.
right.
So parcel C's northern boundary would now move to the northwest and be here. So parcel C would be significantly bigger, and the applicant noted, because they would like to build their house there and just have more land associated with their house. which the original building site is in this rectangle, and the overlapping rectangle is the proposed. Lot B5, Lot 5, which currently goes west to east, gets smaller and remains in this area. And the building site was approved way back in 2011, 2012, in this location, and it remains in this location.
Okay, so parcel C is getting expanded a lot.
Yes, so if you take parcel 5, I'm sorry, lot 5 and parcel C, the boundary between those two is shifting. But you start with 2 lots, you end with 2 lots, and the building sites on each of those lots remains consistent.
May I?
Okay, that clears it up for me. Thank you.
I appreciate your questions because for a lot of people, it's not easy to read maps like this, and it took me some studying. So if I could suggest to staff, if you go back to one of the earlier slides that had that outline, if you don't mind, and I'll say something and you can correct me if it's wrong.
Happy to.
Flipping that bottom on 5, flipping it up makes C that much bigger. C will end up looking kind of like Florida, okay? And what happens is A and C, I believe, are not subdividable.
Correct.
So what's happening is you're making all that middle section that had the landslides and so forth is not going to be developable. It won't be developed on because of this change. It'll make the lot 5 smaller, so it's similar in size to the other lots. And so that was one change, and the only other change was a really minor rotation.
Right, I understand that on parcel C.
Right. But I don't know if that helps understand that it's just it's a switching of some areas between those two, but it's not going to give any opportunity for more housing.
So I was going to say, if staff could just clarify, same number of lots, same number of proposed houses, homes, one different lot line.
Correct. There are, before what's pending, 7 approved lots with approved building sites. If the commission approves the lot line revision, there'll be 7 buildable lots with approved building sites that remain consistent, with the one minor rotation shift noted. I'll apologize that inclusion of the old materials as background material to kind of give you the background may have been confusing to some readers thinking that was the current proposal. And so I do apologize for that. But I wanted to make it clear again, lot 1, 2, 3, and 4 are not affected by the proposed lot line revision. So that's why on this exhibit, A, 1, 2, 3, 4 are essentially, they're there, but they're in a very light tone and they don't have a solid line around them because they're not part of the subject application. Only lot 5 and parcel C.
Yep, so lot 5 is getting substantially smaller, lot C substantially bigger,
Yes.
basically.
Right,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Any speaker slips, or are there anyone in the audience wishing to speak? If you do, sir, could you please come to the podium? Thank you.
Scott Schulte, we're down below
Yeah,
the B lot something or other.
thank you, sir.
I mean, I'm getting confused. We're the new ones here. So we're confused with all the numbers versus the letters and stuff. But just to confirm, when you showed previously one of those pink dotted maps, there was a building pad to the right of that section of the road there, just above parcel C, I think it is, right? There. That in 2018, if I'm not mistaken, was disallowed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now there's no building on that section, and as far as I can tell, there's no building on parcel A above that section from the 2018 decision.
A is unaffected by this
By this one
proposal
today.
and is a buildable lot.
It is a buildable lot?
Yes.
Okay.
C, you can see here,
Right.
and it's affected thusly. You're correct. 2018, the proposal was to essentially reconfigure these lots up here to have 3 along the northern boundary, 4, and move the 5th one over to here. So there would have been 2 homes on the east ridge, call it, or that's open slope.
But just to avoid confusion and for everybody's purpose, that is not what's happening tonight, not proposed,
Oh,
and
I understand.
was denied specifically.
And just going back to the colored photograph that you had, which showed I was a little confused by the fact that the blue lines don't include the whole, whatever the property is, 4123. It just goes around C and just goes around, because I don't see a blue line between basically the letter A to letter C. And that's part of the,
Oh, I see. There's a green line there, but
there's a green line, but I don't understand why there's the blue lines and green lines. I mean,
Yeah, that is just a graphical thing. It's the green line there would be otherwise thought of as the blue line.
yeah, okay, all right. Oh, there it is.
You've got it.
Zoom in.
It's a
Now we
graphics
got it.
thing.
Okay. Sorry, I should have put on my binoculars. Okay, thank you for the clarification.
You're welcome.
Any other attendees wish to speak in the audience? Ma'am? Okay. Any other online?
I will check online one moment.
Just after we confirm whether there's any online, sir. You will, that is the next step in the process. You'll have a chance to offer comment.
So there are 4 attendees on the Zoom, and if you would like to speak, go ahead and raise your hand now. Seeing none.
Okay. The applicant has a chance to provide. Ma'am, did you have a comment on the matter? Okay. Sir, the applicant now will be given a chance to provide rebuttal, I guess.
Look, I appreciate the neighbors coming out again. What happened in 2018 is not being proposed here today. And I know that this has been a much contested piece of land, but when we have been denied things, we've come back with new proposals, and that's what we did here. So there is nothing on that hillside that everybody seems to think is that they're worried about. And our proposal basically overlapped the previously approved home site, and we thought that was going to be accepted. But I do understand if you guys didn't have a chance to review things, and there's some confusion. So, but again, I think with all the contested history of this thing, people are a little bit raw. But the reality is, you've said twice or 3 times that that's not, what was previously proposed is not being proposed today. And we hope that that's enough at this point. Thank you.
Okay, at this point, we'll enter into a period of discussion for the commission members. What's that? Oh, I'm sorry, but close for public comment. And now we'll enter a period of discussion. So who would like to start us off?
I'm happy to. Thank you, staff, for the report, and thank you for everybody bringing your questions, and also thank you to the applicants for your statements and the rebuttal statement. I did spend some time looking through the map, so I appreciate what everybody's been saying. For me, this is a very, looking at it after I got over the map section, this is a pretty straightforward approval process in my mind. It's a matter of adjusting the lot line and making sure that we're okay with the minor rotation on the building site. And based on the staff report and the reading of the draft proposal, I'm prepared to support the staff report and the proposal.
I'll first start by thanking staff for the presentation and the applicant for the presentation and for the public comment. We usually don't get a lot of public comments, so I do appreciate that people are interested and people have read the staff report. I do think based on some of the public comment, I do think there's things we can do to improve these type of staff reports graphically when we present them, and I think staff has probably taken note of some of those items. I personally can make the findings. I agree with Commissioner DeGiorgio that it's a straightforward lot line adjustment is what we're looking at tonight. We still result in the same number of buildable lots. It's just one boundary, more or less, is what is shifted. So I can make the findings. Thanks.
Okay. My experience on the Planning Commission all too often has been that when projects get off on the wrong foot, they never get back on the right foot, and people see conspiracies where there may not be any. I think that this is a fairly simple lot split. I think it was complicated by the fact that for whatever reason, there was a delay in the postcards being received by the neighbors. And I'm sure the city would welcome, the input back from the neighbors so that whatever happens doesn't happen again, because this did take some studying to, to figure out what exactly is going on, because there was a lot of information there. I too see this as a fairly simple lot split. Whatever the past history was is not before us right now, and I don't see any nefarious action, so I can also support it.
Okay, for me, I was lucky enough to have a dad that was a land surveyor, and I'm a lawyer by trade, so the maps made sense to me. But I can very much understand, especially for homeowners that have lived there, it can feel unnerving. I can find the findings for tonight, and I really want to emphasize for the audience members that are very clearly involved and active in your community. One, thank you again for showing up. Thank you again for commenting. I'm relatively new to the community, but it makes me actually kind of happy to see how much people care. I also want to emphasize that, again, tonight is more of a procedural step. Any building development plans, anything that they will then do in the future towards putting buildings up, as you know, with markers and prior applications and all that, are going to have to go through the process that you will then be hopefully notified in a more early manner, and it will involve assessments and engineering and analysis and everything I'm hoping you would all like to see. You would obviously have your chance to provide comments then as well. It's just particular for tonight, this evening, it is more of, given the sort of constraints we have based upon state law requirements, the applicant meeting those standards, I think we are basically obligated to provide this approval. And then obviously, once it comes to the building developments, then that might be a different story, but assumedly we'll see that when it comes to it.
I would just like to add, I also can make the findings, so not even out of obligation, I personally can make the findings. So I would like to make a motion that we adopt Planning Commission Resolution 2025-10, finding the project exempt from CEQA and approving the application.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Hearing none, the motion passes.
There's a 14 calendar day appeal period, which the decision of the Planning Commission can be appealed to the City Council.
Okay. Next up, let me see. Yeah, thank you. Yep. So now we're going to turn to other business. We're going to need an ARC volunteer for this coming Friday, September 12th, the meeting at 9:30. I believe I should be able to attend that. Yeah, I can do that one unless anyone is really harking to.
I'll be your backup if you can't make
Okay.
it. No, I'm serious.
Thank you, I
If you can't
appreciate
make it, let me know.
Do we have any commissioners' reports?
I don't have any.
I likewise also have no reports. I would encourage, obviously, the applicant and community to discuss things. That looks like it's already taken place, so that's good to see. Other than that, planning director's report. And actually, I did want to check, just because being a good citizen, was there, so there was a period earlier to provide public comments on items not on the agenda. Was there members of the audience that wish to speak on, let's say, items that were not on the agenda? Sir? I believe was that a consent item?
Correct.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So
Yes.
And now I understand why.
Understood. Sorry
I was
about that.
confused by, in the lobby, I didn't understand what you were asking. The Panorama Drive item is been continued to September 15th Planning Commission.
Yes, sorry about that.
Okay. Oh,
So on September 15th at the next meeting, assuming it may be delayed, you should just keep aware of your email and all that. It will tell you if there's any delays. But otherwise, come September 15th, that's when it will be discussed. I'm sorry, I didn't know you were here for that.
all right. All right. All right, thank you.
Sorry. Hope you have a good rest of the evening.
You might ask Mr. Wolf if he has any report.
Yes. So sorry to interrupt do you have a report?
Not at all. Thank you for taking care of the
Okay.
public in attendance and
Ma'am, I'm so sorry, ma'am. Give us a few minutes. Just it's bureaucratic wrap up.
We'll be with you in 30 seconds.
So another report. Take a motion to adjourn. Oh, he said.
been trying to bring up on screen simply the city's website. And if you append to lovelafayette.org and you do a /ADU, you'll go to our ADU page, accessory dwelling units. And there you will find our ADU Accelerator program, which up until now, the city has subsidized ADU applications, the processing fee, and has for the past 2 years reduced development impact fees by 50%. So there's already a reduction, and that is for ADUs which are over 750 square feet. Under 750 square feet, there's no impact fees whatsoever. So small ADUs are subsidized application fee and no impact fees. Now, through Senator Glazer's office and a budget allocation, we have monies that can just assist outright with the construction of an ADU. So it's the unlock up to $15,000 in rebates for your new ADU. So in addition to those two things which I just mentioned, you can now apply and have reserved for you up to $15,000 towards the construction of your ADU if you essentially can complete it by the end of next year. So it is intended to truly incent construction of ADUs, and particularly small ADUs. So if you read the specifics of the program, the smaller the unit, the more money you get, because they want to encourage smaller ADUs. So I just wanted to announce that to the commission. I'll also invite you to participate in the city's booth at the Lafayette Art and Wine Festival in 3 weeks. We're always looking for volunteers, and it is always fun to engage with the public. We will have flyers, postcards to hand out on this topic. And it's great to actually be able to talk to other, council members and members of the Emergency Preparedness Commission and have some collaboration. So that is my report. Thanks.
I was actually quite looking forward to that until my wife reminded me I have a wedding to attend on the 20th. So I appreciate it.
Well, It's 2 days, so if you're back in town on Sunday.
Fortunately, the attendee has to be in Washington DC at the time, so it'll be a little.
Very good.
Thank you, sorry. Motion to adjourn? All right, motion, meeting is adjourned.
All right, kabang.
Thank you.